Lord, it is a new month. It's a new day. It's a new Friday. You know the troubles of our hearts. You also know what our futures look like, and you love us desperately and dearly. We are never, ever, ever too heavy or too much of a burden for you. In fact, you invite us to throw all of our cares and our worries and our troubles and our heartaches onto you, and you tell us that your yoke is easy and your burden's light, and it's because you are carrying us, Lord. And so I just lift everyone up as we hop on this call. And specifically, I pray for Christy's grandmother and just ask that you would be with her in this morning's procedure. And I thank you that she knows you. And we thank you, Lord, that your mercies are new every morning and that you are at work in our lives and that you're at work in our community here. It's one of the reasons why we're grateful for this group. And I also just ask that you would give us vision. We need your vision for our lives, and then we need your hope to go about just doing your work and making that vision come to fruition. But I thank you that it is up to you, Lord. We show up and we work knowing that you are the person, the one, the only one that is the architect of our lives, Lord. And we love you. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Okay, well, we had to start off with some prayer. Hey, happy Friday. I'm going ahead and kicking this off, Andrea. Is that okay? And then, because you know, you're going to carry a good burden of today. Guys, happy Friday. Happy March. Some of you guys on this call have never been through a Plexus March. And that brings me great joy because some of us have been through a Plexus March, and you know what I'm talking about. Like, it gets lit in March. March, I'm not even going to lie. March is one of my favorite months in all of Plexus, as is like June and July. And the months in between. It's kind of our busy season, but there's something magic that happens in March. And you might not be aware because you might like just be out of the loop for whatever reason of everything that's happening, incentives wise, rewards wise, but also business wise, like new launches. We're going to share. The point of this call is not to get you up to speed. We want to help you go find that information. The point of this call is to work. And it's like the end of the week work, because we have a call that happens every Thursday night that is health testimonials. And we have a call that happens every Sunday night that is business testimonials. You need to have those calls like in your calendar, not because you need to be on them every time, but you need to be inviting. So in my notes section of my phone, I have the Real People, Real Stories invite and the link that I text out to people, just copy paste with the fresh graphic that we post every week on the table. And then the same thing with the Friday Opportunity Business Call, or sorry, the Sunday Opportunity Business Call. This Friday follow-up sits in between those calls to help you follow up with the people you've been talking to this week, or perhaps invited to last night's call, and to invite people to Sunday's call. So we want to keep this a place where we show up and work. And I'm going to pass the mic over to Andrea because we've got a whole presentation as we help get you guys to work this morning.
Okay, so first let's do top recruiters for the month of February. So we haven't announced these yet, so I thought it was fun to kind of see these on here. So if you see friends on here, make sure that you tell them going forward to be on the Friday calls because they're going to get announced and shouted out on there. Sally, I see you with a 4 on the list up there. We'll see who else is on the call that is on the list. Beck Page up there with 3. She got those really early in the month, which is always nice. It kind of makes your month feel.
Jody's on the call. I think Jody had 2. Jody,
okay.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Yay, shout out.
So I definitely see people showing up. I see the correlation between showing up on calls and growing your business. I always think it's impressive and inspiring when you see people adding 10 and 6. Georgiana's not on the call, but I know she was going to watch the recording later. So she got 4. And I want y'all to also see the correlation between people adding and when we message or when we flip the script in just a second, we talk about rank ups, is that you have people that are adding, but they are also helping people rank up. And that's where real growth comes in. So gonna shout out Sally Wooldridge went senior silver. Woohoo! That is awesome. I'm so excited. And then if you saw, Sarah Nolenberg had a lot of recruits last month, and she helped 2 people go silver last month. That's huge. I really think the growth that you see in helping people, multiple people going silver, senior silver, is such a difference. And the great thing is this month, as people are going gold, if you're re-ranking gold, there's bonuses. If you're re-ranking anything gold, senior gold, ruby, or senior ruby, there's bonuses. If you're maintaining those ranks, there's bonuses. But the biggest thing is that you have to add 3 VIP customers to get any of those bonuses. So, whatever your rank is, helping people go silver, but also go gold is a really big deal for this month and going forward. Okay. So those are the shout outs. We're going to spend a little bit of time messaging people that have been in the text store. We talked about this last Friday. On Sunday nights, at the end of the call, they say, if you want a daily text to know how to earn money this week, sign up here. And then, so first, like, who on this chat, or who in here, added 3, or sorry, I was just in the chat, attended last Sunday night's call? So who went in and listened last Sunday night to the How to Earn call? Okay, Sally did. Sally, did you have any guests on there? Okay. I really think it's important that if you have the ability to be on these calls, that you listen in. They are 15, maybe 20 minutes if they go just a little bit over. But if you don't have people getting on the call, then you don't have people in the text thread. If you don't have people in the text thread, then you don't have people to follow up with that are working a business and trying to go silver for that first week and make that first $300. So do you see how if you don't start now getting people on calls, then you don't have anybody, like, it's kind of like it is that kind of funnel of, you need all the people that you're inviting, that, you know, a few more will get on the call, and then a few more are going to be in the text thread. But if you don't have all of these people that you're inviting, then there's no way that your number of people that are actually getting the texts and doing the work is going to be big enough. So it's almost like you need 20 people that you're inviting. You need 10 people that are actually getting on the call, 5 people that are getting the text messages, and the chances that 2 or 3 are actually doing the work and earning that $300, I mean, that would be like the perfect week. So if you add, if you're inviting 50 people, do you see how your number at the end that are actually doing the work in the text threads is going to be bigger? Okay. I wanted to kind of, let's just sit here for a second because we have time for it. We allotted time for it. So I would love for someone to unmute and talk about, like, why you did or didn't invite people to last Sunday's call. Maybe you didn't invite enough people. Maybe you didn't follow up to make sure they were actually getting on the call. You don't get on them, so it's harder for you to invite people to them. Like, what's kind of the scenario for you for Sunday night calls? I'm going to mute myself and let y'all talk.
I know for me, Sundays are crazy. Being a pastor, Sundays we have meetings after church. A lot of the circle of people that I'm talking to that are interested are in church and ministry with us. They're in meetings with us. They're meeting new members and having member meetings after church. Just Sundays are hard, and a lot of times when we get home, we're like sleep. We're tired. So I just know for me, Sundays are hard. So a lot of times I'm trying to remember to send some text messages and stuff before earlier in the week, and then maybe they can hop on there and make it. A lot of times I don't make it. I have people at my house on Sundays. Sometimes it just completely slips my mind. So Sundays are just like a marathon race for me a lot of times.
I love that feedback. I think what would be great is twofold. One, getting like setting aside time on Saturday that you're like, for this 30 minutes, all I'm doing is inviting people to Sunday, and hopefully getting as many people on that list as possible so that you're actually allowing yourself the break of the Sunday invite. But 2 is asking people, maybe outside of the church. Like, maybe you have a whole list, Kaya, of people that are just not not that they're not active in church, but that they're not leading in the church. And so that feels a little easier, because I think what happens is we go, I know I'm busy and I feel crazy, so I can't imagine that they have time either. And we kind of discount it for them. One of the wording that I'm really trying to work on right now is, if I had an opportunity for you to listen for 15 minutes on a Sunday night to, a couple of people tell their story, would that be interesting to you? Would that be something you're interested in? And so I think giving them permission to be like, I can't do it on Sunday, but for you to say, if I had an opportunity, would you be interested? Gives you gives permission for them to say no, and almost like gives you like okay, yeah, I get it. Like if I had it, you'd be interested. And so I just think like that may be helpful, is like, if I had a call that did this on Sunday night, would you be interested? And I had a thought and it flew out of my head. But so I think you could have a whole list of like church people, but I think you could go through your funnel list or your list of potentials and go, okay, like you could probably star 20 people that are not actively involved in leading in church, and therefore have Sunday nights more available than maybe church leadership or a pastor and first lady kind of scenario. So I would encourage you to just kind of say, oh, here's my 20 people that are not in church leadership that I want to invite to Sunday night call. They may not be your highest potential. They may not be your the people that are at the top of your list of business builders, but I would just encourage you to just start there, because if you started to see, I'm inviting 20 people that are getting, and a couple of them are getting on that call, and I'm starting to see them getting those text messages and go silver, I think it would actually give you more belief to invite more people to that call. So just a thought, because Sundays can be crazy for some families for sure. Okay, I'd love to hear from somebody else about the Sunday night calls.
I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I like when Andrea said, like, we tend to write our story over other people's story. And Andrea knows I'm so guilty of this. I'll be like, I do not want to do anything on Sunday night. Like, that's my rest day. And then I tell myself, well, everyone feels that way. So there's that. Here's what I find too. Like, that's partly why we decided to have a Friday follow-up call, because we saw that a lot of people were missing the chance to invite people to this Sunday night call. But then also, I do think that if I send the message on Friday and then I just send a reminder, I'm not always able to get on live, but then I have a chance to follow up with them. And what we're finding is that if people get on that call, that's when they sign up to get the earned text messages. And that's when they're actually your brand new person is actually getting into action without you hand-holding them the entire way. Now, we want you alongside them, but that automatic, like they're getting messages every morning on like how to earn money is so helpful for you then to come up alongside them. Have any of you guys taken part in the Earn campaign yourself to see what the text messages look like? Okay, then at the very least, what I think would be great would be for you to set a reminder in your phone, whether or not you can listen in live, to take part in that text campaign this week, so that there's kind of an ownership of, oh, okay, I know what I'm inviting someone to take part in. I know what I'm encouraging them to do. Ownership is so important for you guys to feel, especially in this month where the Star Diamonds are running this whole campaign in that Facebook page. It's so important for you to have a sense of like, I know what's going on. I'm not falling behind on this. I know how to duplicate. I know how to walk alongside my new VIP that wants to go silver. Okay.
Can I challenge one more thing?
Yeah.
The month of March, take the word overwhelmed out of your vocabulary. It is so easy for us to just sit in, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. I can't do all the things. Like I'm just saying, like I went back to Notebook from the Remarkable, and I just on 3-1, I have a to-do list, get this done, and this done. And I'm trying to put all of the Star Diamonds Rising calls in my calendar, on my electronic calendar. So I'm like, okay, I'm not overwhelmed because I'm time blocking. I know when I'm doing things. I do believe March can be very overwhelming. A lot of us have spring break, which means kids are out of school for a week. There's all the things, but instead of choosing overwhelm, we can just choose like, I'm going to get as much done today as I can get done, and then I will get back to tomorrow, and I will do it tomorrow too. Not making excuses for not getting things done, but just knowing that life will happen, but choosing not to say, oh, Star Diamond Rising overwhelms me, and I need to do this, and I need to do this. Just block it off, get it done, and then move on to the next thing. And personal thing I'm trying to do this month is to not use the word overwhelm as an excuse to step out or to put a pause on it. Okay, we're gonna go to the next thing. Okay, speaking of overwhelm, the doorbell just rang, and it's on someone else's list. How did your invites to the Thursday call go? So last night's Thursday night call, nothing like a Thursday night call at the same time the end of month is happening, and all the other crazy stuff. So I would love to hear, how many times did you post about the Thursday night call? Did you give them an opportunity to respond, like a place to actually say, I want to be invited? How personal did you get with your invitation? And what are some things that you could have done differently you could do differently? Oh, this should say Thursday night call, for the Thursday night call to work well. Or you could do differently going into the Sunday night call. That's what I meant to say. Okay, I'm muting again.
For me, I posted on my page and on stories. I'm in rebuilding my funnel spot. So it's easier for me when I'm talking to people already and having relationships with people. So then I invite them to Thursday and then the Sunday. And I've had people to come in the past and it went well, and they like, it's a whole system. But if I miss a step of the system, it kind of throws it off. So I invited people, but no one could come. It's kind of, I get the excuse a lot that it's 9 o'clock over here. I get that a lot. Some people come, I tell them just to come in their bed and put the AirPods on. And what I could do differently is, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know.
Anyone have a thought of what's working for you that maybe would work for Christy?
When it comes to when people tell you like, oh, that's later, I can't be on, my biggest reminder, and I mean, we talk about this all the time at a corporate level and at a team level, is don't personalize it. It's if someone says that's too late or they're busy, like keep asking. And I even tell people, it's fine. Hey, I'm going to keep reminding you about this call because I'm such a believer in that when you get connected to the community, you will not only take your products more consistently and have better results, but you'll actually find like so much better belief in your own health. So that's my thought, is don't take it personally, keep pushing forward. Don't let a no, or I can't do this week, or that's when we go to bed or whatever, keep you from staying consistent with inviting people.
So can I, am I on? Am I even on?
Yes, you're on live. Go.
Sorry, I'm having challenges this morning. So I am so brand new. I mean, I'm just doing whatever I can do to encourage people to come. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. I don't take it personally. It doesn't bother me. But one thing that I did learn just this week when I was on one of Jen's calls, and it reminded me of something that I had forgotten, and that is the Thursday night calls are recorded and they're replayed on Monday at 12:30. So I have one business builder that I have launched specifically for the business, and he can't do Sunday nights because he's really involved in ministry too. So one thing I thought of is that when people tell me that they're going to show up on Thursdays and they don't, or people that I know that can't be there on Thursdays, then I will have them, I'm going to create a whole new meeting and have them log on with me on Mondays at 12:30. So, I mean, I'm just thinking that. Is that a good idea?
Yes, so two things. One, also so Thursday night calls are recorded and replayed only on the Monday time that you stated, which is awesome. I think that's a great way to go. Oh, okay, you can't get on Sunday night. Can you take a lunch on Monday and put your AirPods in and listen to this call? Phenomenal. Also, Sunday night calls are recorded, and we do have recordings of the old Sunday night calls. So if you have someone that's like Kaya, if you have someone that you're like, I need her to listen to this call, and she's got, small group or community, or, they're loving on their, church people on Sunday night and cannot get there, then get with Beck or I, and we can get you the recordings. I don't know that those are public, but Melissa shares them with all the diamonds. So yes, Sally, great idea that recordings give you another option, another opportunity to say, but what about this? The next thing I want to say, so recordings are huge. I think that's a great. Thank you so much for bringing that up. The other thing, Christy, I would say, and for all of us, is you need to be expanding your potentials list by 5 to 10 people every week. So if you've got a running list right now, you're rebuilding your funnel, but I would say it should give you life that you're at least adding 5 to 10 new people to that invite list every week. So it's like, okay, same 20 people are saying no. A week later, same 25 people are saying no, but a week later, oh, I've got 3 people that are actually saying yes out of the people I've added. So if you can constantly build your funnel of names, and I literally have one of my own personal to-dos, make a list of 20 potentials this week. Like, who is on my potentials list right now? I think if you have a list of 20 potentials today, March 1st, and you grow that by 5 to 10 every week through the month of March, you will have a list of 50 people by the end of the month. And the chances that that they're coming to a Sunday or Thursday call, the chances that those people are getting in the text messages, those chances that those people are going silver are all much higher if you're growing your list. So don't keep inviting the same 20 people or the same 10 people or same 5 people. Make sure you're growing that list so that you're actually inviting new people every week, along with continuing to invite people that you see the potential for.
Andrea, can I get those Sunday night recordings too, please?
Yes, let me, I will have my VA put them in the table today, so that y'all will have access to them. I'm putting it on my to-do list, otherwise I will forget. Sunday call recordings on the table. Okay. We are going to move on. Okay, next thing is who can you invite to this Sunday's call? So this is where we want to do the bulk of our spend the bulk of our time. So obviously I wrote this last week as if I was sending it to Becky. But hey Beck, not sure if this is for you or not, but some of my friends are sharing their stories on Sunday, and I think you might enjoy listening in. Can I send you the link? Next one. How open-minded would you be about listening to some friends of mine share their stories and giving me some feedback? Next one. Who do you know that might need to listen into these stories? So you can voice message and change those up however you want to. But I would encourage you to start. And if you don't have a list of people, spend like 3 minutes making a list and 3 minutes inviting at least 3 of them. Does that make sense? So that should be, if you're not sure what to do for the next 6 minutes, 3 minutes making a list and 3 minutes sending 3 messages. Let me know when you're done in the chat.
By the way, this graphic is in the table if you need this exact graphic.
Okay, I want to be mindful of y'all's time. We're at that 30-minute mark. Anything that we can walk through before we jump off? Did anyone get people written down and 3 messages sent? I know I was muted because so that you could leave voice messages. Did anyone get 3 names written down and 3 messages sent? Beck did. Chrissy did. Okay. So hopefully that got you a good start. Don't forget to jump on in about 30 minutes. Melissa Eichenhorst is going live on Star Diamonds Rising, and she's going to explain how it's all going to go and all the things that are happening and all the conversations that we've been having and exactly how March came about, because the Star Diamonds knew that ranking and re-ranking was going to be vitally important going into the summer. And so we fought for rank re-rank bonuses, and she's going to explain all of that on a call or the live in the Star Diamonds Rising Facebook group. So I hope to see all of your faces in there, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.